Okay, so I'm up here today at this old mine shaft. Now, this could have been a exploration hole. It could have been a air shaft, potentially. I've seen no inlet into this mountain anywhere, but a week or so back I was up here with Carew and Mon and I found a great big open hole. And it goes down a long ways, and it was not covered at all. Wide open, not marked, nothing. So what I've done is I hauled my gear back up here, and we came last couple days back, Tora and I carried up a bunch of high tensile welded wire that I had, and I built a frame with that wire with some old fur I had laying around, and we covered the hole, and then I dropped a bunch of logs across it and trees across it and covered it up as best I could, and then marked it as best I mean, it's good. Now, this hole was very deceiving because we were just hiking along and we didn't even know it was there, and we just come walking over this hill and boom, there it is. And I want to show you this berm. So I didn't actually catch the berm because it's got growth on it and stuff now, but this berm's about 25 feet high, maybe 30 feet over here. It's wide. It's 40 feet wide at the bottom, and goes way, like, this is all the stuff to come out of that hole, way down past that big stump. It starts to roll back and it goes all the way around the hole, and then trees and everything growing up on this hole. And I was up in this zone here because there's a bunch of down wood here, and I could see it from way down the hill. This was a blowdown area, and I thought, well, I'm coming up here to check this out because there's good firewood. And so I had Carew and Mon, and we come roaring up this hill, and they come over this hill, and I thought, well, I'll see what they're doing, and here's this monster hole. So I have taken the time to come up and fill it. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this hole and tell you my thoughts on a few things. Now, I'm going to walk down here, set my camera in the holder, and then I'll call Tora up. I got Tora with me today. So I'll just get this in here. It ain't tough. Yeah, so beautiful day today. It's cloudy, it's cool. So Tora and I were taking a load of wood on the way back, but when I was up here the other day when we fixed the hole, I had my camera way off base. So I was cut off, Tora was cut off, and we were filming some stump. So I thought, well, I'll redo that video. Just so you know, I got hundreds of blooper videos where I got no way to play them back, so I get home and I filmed on a nice hike, nice walk, and find out I didn't film anything but some rock. So yeah, it's kind of a drag on that, but that's neither here nor there. Tora, come see me, buddy. Come on up, Tora. Got a couple of rose bushes right here. They're irritating me. Come, Tora, come by me. Nice little tree here, right by this stump. It's obviously good soil right here. This guy took off. Come right up here, Tora. Come see me. Tora's my professional woodlot hound. When I'm cutting wood, boy, I tell you, I gotta have somebody watch my back when I'm hiking through to get to where I'm cutting, and Tora's it. So I got her gear on today so that nobody mistakes her for a coyote. We usually just have good hunters up here. The bad hunters are not around here, but the ones that are up here are good. They know what they're shooting at before they shoot. but still I want to make sure that they can see Tora. Now that hole, I want to tell you a little bit about that. Had to be about 100 years old, maybe a little more. The mine closed over 100 years ago, so it's over that. But I'm not sure why nobody covered that between now and then. Why they didn't cover it then, everybody just kind of laughed, I suppose. I mean, John Anderson, he sang about, you know, men digging holes in the ground, leaving open holes and searching for wealth and gold, right? And so it's been happening for centuries, but I'm surprised I'm the only guy that's ever hiked through here and stumbled on that thing. I mean, it is remote. I'm way gone from where I normally hike. I hike way over there miles. We had taken some old logging trail way down, so there's an old logging trail that goes way down. It's rougher than the son of a gun, but I can make it. And I wanted to check this blowdown. I knew this blowdown area ran along this ridge. And so I saw it a couple of years back and I thought, oh, I'll come up here, the wood will be dry. So this is an area I don't hike often, but that hole bothered me when I got home. I was cranky with the people that left it, of course. I was cranky that nobody had covered it, flagged it, nothing. And I thought, well, you know, it would be quite stupid of me to just leave it and not do something about it too. So I drug some stuff up here and fixed it the best I could. They've logged since that hole was dug, so they could have filled that easy with skidders. If I had a skidder here, I'd have filled that in 15 minutes and had her really well done, but it took me it took me a few minutes longer, let's just say that. But I got it halfway decent. But that's the problem with the world today is we all see something that's less than normal, below zero, loserville, and we know it should be brought to standard, but we don't think it's up to us, so we leave it. And I figured, well, if I don't want to be a loser, I better fix it. So I at least brought it to standard, no gold medal, but got it back to where it's at least safe. And I'd hate to be responsible for some kid out here hunting with his faithful hound and running after his dog because his dog's got a hot moose on the trail and he's trying to catch up for a good shot and stumbles into that hole. That would be a nightmare. We'd never hear from him again, of course. It's so far down. It's a rock down there. I waited 2 days. Nothing. I still haven't heard the rock hit. So it's one of those things that, you know, you don't want to leave it open. And, of course, Ark flies up this kind of terrain at full tilt, like 15 feet of jump, boy. He'd come off that berm, he'd be right in the center of that hole, he'd be gone. And so I thought, well, I best spill it, because odds are high it's going to be my dog that falls in the hole, right? So I got that baby secure now. But whenever we find something like that, if we don't know about it, we can't do nothing about it. But the minute it comes into our consciousness, of course, then it's up to us. And I'm never doing the right thing half the time. So for me to be able to get something done normal and bring it back to normal is a pretty big deal. So that's why I'm filming it. I'm pretty happy to have done something. Plus, I use this land. This is Crown land, so I'm part owner in this with every other Canadian. And I use it, so I might as well look after it a little bit, right? So it's not doing nothing too much for anybody else but my own self, so, you know, that's no hero job there. But Tora, come by me, Tora. Tora, come here. We'll just chat with you about you for a minute, Tora. We'll come right up here. You come right by me, Tora. Right up here. That's my girl. That's my big girl, Tora. Tora's a little over 10. She's been hiking with me in terrain like this her whole life. And it's just been a rock. Now every little female elk out alive today, and those that want to be born soon, they all want to grow up and be Tora. Every single one of them. They want to have Tora's courage. They want to have Tora's power. They want to have Tora's abilities, her skill, her instincts, her stamina, her dominance. literally they want to have her fertility, and they want to be Tora. Every little outcome is hoping to be a Tora someday, because this, my friends, is an outcome. This is a powerhouse. This is a supreme dog. The fertility of this dog, the nature of this dog, the stamina, the health, everything about this dog is amazing. And this dog will scrap till I got to carry her in for surgery with a pole. She will watch my back non-stop 24/7. She will, if I camp out here, she camps out here. She's been hiking with me in some of the worst terrain ever. This is a good dog. Now, I have some really fun news, and that is that Tora's sister Vada is cycling now. I took her in this morning for some blood work. I'm going to take her to Kelowna for the AI work here in a day or two. And so the boys, I'm watching Dakota and Mon and Tico and Ark and Leaf, and just gauging Vida's heat cycle, watching as it progresses. But we sent the blood work off today to see where she's at, and the boys will tell me, but I'm going to double check because it's so important, because I'm using Swix. Swix is the magnificent Swedish, he's a Norwegian outcome from Sweden. We had him over visiting this summer and got a collection. Paul Cooper is the handler and owner of Swix, and he was gracious enough to allow us to have that bloodline, which is the very best bear bloodline in the world, in Norwegian outcomes. It's such an incredible bloodline. So that's very exciting. Tora's other sister, Luna, has a belly like it's bigger than this stump, and I moved her in today. So she's 4 or 5 days yet, but she's going to have a really nice group of pups. And that is a really good dog. Now, I mated her to Pretty Boy Leaf. So those pups, last time you'll remember me hiking these hills with a little pup named Bjorn. So that was very, very good. That genetic combo. So she's due. Tora's brother, Mon, he is the stud dog that I used on Silver Nova. Silver Nova's bred again. And she's a ways out, but I use Mon, so I'm very, very excited about that. And we have Tico. He's going crazy in the yard with all the females in heat, but he's a magnificent big fella. That's Tora's other brother. He runs around the yard a lot. Now, Jaeger is Tora's brother, full brother, and I've got his daughter, Silver Nessa, in the yard. That was the litter from Silver Nova's last litter. I kept Silver Nessa back. And I also kept Vana back, which was Vida's daughter. So I have 2 of those young females that I held back, and they're both related to Tora. Now, we use this Tora bloodline, her genetic makeup, a fair bit, because I've got Kai in the yard and I've got Letta, her granddaughter. So yesterday and day before, I had, well, actually for 3 or 4 days now, I've had company up from Wyoming and Idaho, and they, some really good folks, but BJ and Jana were up, and they're so impressed with their little pup. They're getting on, and that's a Tekla and Dogger pup, and Dogger is a brother to Tora. So we hiked all day with Anna till she was dead tired, and then we went home and we had a snack, and we hiked up here with Tora, Letta, and Kai. So we had all 3 all 3 generations on a nice hike with them. They really enjoyed it. Now, they're extreme hikers. They're guides and wilderness guides and fishermen, and they do fly fishing guiding and that way down on the Snake River in Idaho. And they're routinely hiking and hunting up at 7,000, 8,000 to 10,000 feet. And so they're rugged. They're able to handle this terrain, no issues at all. And they thought their little pup there was just a rock star, and she was, of course. And the folks from Wyoming, they took 2 sisters. That's Mike and Connie. and they took the other two sisters from that Dagger Tekla pair. So Yenny and Yori are now in Wyoming, hiking high country up there. And I want to thank both those families for the fun time and the fun weekend I had. It was really enjoyable. I love the American side. We just have so much fun. We can laugh and joke and hike, and it's great. So yeah, so we got some really cool things going on in Anya's bred to Rico, which is very, very exciting. So I have lots of litters coming now, so we're pretty excited. So I have to hustle right now. I have to finish getting my wood into the yard. I wanted that hole done. I wanted to get Vida into the vet this morning and check where she's at. Might be 2-3 days before I gotta get her to Kelowna for AI. But I need to wrap up a load of wood here today with Tora, and we're in a hustle. I brought the big saw today, so I got my Jonsered up here. It's the last version made in Sweden, and that thing will just chomp. So it's the biggest saw you can buy from that company. And I could throw that baby into them trees, boys. He's just snorting. So it's fun. So yeah. So we'll be making sawdust here right away. I just wanted to put this video out so everybody could see I fixed that hole, and that they can rest easy. My dogs hopefully won't end up in here. And I'll check it every couple of years. Come up here, and I flagged it real good. And Martin and Carol, I was chatting with them just the other day, and was telling them about it. And they happened to have the flagging. I didn't have any, so they gave me a roll, and that was fantastic. So I had some red tape, but I didn't have the orange flagging, so I got that up now. So I'm really happy about that. So yeah, it's been a joint effort. So it's pretty darn good. Tora, come say hi one more time. Tora, Tora. No, she got it. Oh yeah, she's coming. Come on, girl. Hustle. Right in here, Tora. Tora's got her brand new Finnish harness, designed in Finland. Beautiful harness. High visibility. Ultra mobility. Now I can set this harness for Tora, and it'll fit every other dog I got. Yeah, this harness would fit on a bull mastiff, wouldn't it, Tora? Fit a great big Great Dane with ease. Yeah, you make them look like little babies in the chest, don't you? Nobody's got a chest like Tora. Rock hard, solid powerhouse outcome, boy. Tora's over a foot wide. Yeah, it's still getting Tora down. Tora can scrap. She's powerhouse. So yeah, good dog. Yeah, 26-inch bar to cut this tree down. Tora covers over half of it. Pretty funny. All right, Tora, let's get cutting. Let's get cutting, Tora.